Hey everybody, I'm back after a absence. I think this is my first video of the new year, so happy new year. I am celebrating with some Rita's Mangarita orange, I believe. Let's give this a sip. Oh, mango, actually, not orange, mango. Very tasty. All right, let's start with the border crisis. The influx of illegals. Apparently, there is a somebody in the House who is looking to pass a bill so the illegals can't vote. Can you imagine it? Don't we have this bill already? Isn't it called the Constitution? I mean, has anybody in Congress or the United States taken a history class? You can only vote if you're a citizen of the United States. Why do we need a special bill? Well, let me tell you. Because all these undocumented are future liberals. They're future Democrats. They're the new base of the Democrats because the Democrats need to stuff the ballot boxes and they know they can't do it anymore because they pretty much got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. So now they have to find and create new voters. How do you do that? You invite everybody in like California. You let everybody come in and say, you come in, you know what, we're going to give you some free health care at the tune of $3.1 billion from California taxpayers. I mean, once again, California, get it out of here. We only need 49 states anyway. Probably don't even need that many. Just saying. It is absolutely ludicrous that this illegal immigration situation is getting so bad. Here in New York, in Brooklyn, the school that one of the senators went to, one of the New York senators, Schumer went to, had to be vacated so 2,000 illegal immigrants could be housed in the school. So every student needs to be learning at home online. Can you imagine this? What are we doing? We're taking our youth who are supposed to be shaping their minds and saying, get out of here, guys. We need some illegals in here. They're the voters of the future, not you guys. We don't want you guys thinking anything. These same illegals up here in New York are at a famous park called Floyd Bennett Park. They're outside in tents, and they're complaining about the cold. You know what? You know where it ain't cold? Where you came from. Go home. It ain't cold there. It's probably really hot. You're probably wishing it was a little cold there. Now you got your cold, you illegal? Go home. Get on a bus and go home to the warmer climate. I don't want to hear that you're cold. Go home. Just saying, man, you want to come here illegally? Do it. We're all for it. Don't parade around here in our tents and claim that we're treating you bad because the weather is cold. Go home. It's not cold there. Just saying. Go get yourself a drink, a little cerveza, and get your ass out of here. Down. And remember, it's not racist. The key word I'm using is illegal immigrant. No, people cannot be illegal, but immigrants can be here illegally. Adjectives matter. Certainly do. Been saying it for a long time now. Then we got Joe. Joe's in rare form these days. Other day, he gets up and makes a speech, and he says, I love people who say the tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots. Well, guess what, man? If you really want to worry about the government, you need an F-16. Second Amendment? I mean, is he not telling us to arm ourselves right now? Is this not a veiled threat from a dictator? Is this not a veiled threat from someone who wants tyranny? I mean, he's going to come on and probably soon and publicly address and shame Republicans saying you should vote the way I want you to vote. This is fascism. This is not normal. This is not a working government. It's a clown show. It's a circus. It really is. It really is. And then he continues to blame white supremacy for everything and how the Republicans are the party for supporting white supremacy and how he stands against it. Well, let me tell you something, Joe. You were mentored by a KKK top recruiter. You didn't want your kids going to these schools with black folk because it was a jungle. But go ahead. Go find me the one Republican who says, you know what? I'm down with white supremacy, Joe. I'm down. Because nobody's saying it. It's a fallacy. Nobody in government will admit they want white supremacy. But you know what? There's only one party who caters to the black folk just for vote. And it's not the Republicans, man. It is not the Republicans. Then we have, speaking of black folk, I got Kamala Harris with her. I don't even know what language she speaks anymore. I mean, she definitely speaks stupid, but it's hard to comprehend. She said the other day, "We done really good work. Our challenge will be to let people know who brung it to them." Who brung it to them? I mean, did she take an English class ever in school? This isn't even Ebonics. I don't even know what this is. This would be incorrect in the Ebonic language. It would be incorrect in any language. But these are the people leading our country. They turn our back on us over and over and over. I have to say, the Republicans aren't much better. We need a new system. The two-party system has failed us. Failed us. And talk about white supremacy again. Safeway has just got targeted by the NAACP as being a racist organization who should do better. Why? Because their stores were getting ripped off. So the NAACP said, you have to stop looking at your bottom line and start working with the people of color. Well, this is what happened. First, they closed the self-checkout lines because people were stealing. Closed the checkout lines. They had to employ more people to be at the cashier because people couldn't be trusted to check themselves out. Then they had to lock up many, many items because they were being stolen. Couldn't trust people to just go in, grab their item off the shelf, put it in a cart, and go up to the register that now had to be manned and pay for it. So it cost them more money. Then they had to put security gates. So they have stores that were losing money hand over fist in these minority areas, and the NAACP blamed Safeway for being racist and not worrying about the bottom line. You know what there wasn't one mention of? Getting out to the community and talking to your people and telling them, hey guys, stop stealing. You're destroying our community and what our people are. Because you know what? That is not an indication of the black people. It is not. It is a small minority of black people that stands out and makes everyone else look bad. It's like me, the one Irishman who drinks too much. We all think we're Irish. And we all think the Irish are drunks. It's not true. They're really a very nice people. In fact, what did somebody call me the other day? They said, where is it? I know I have it written down here somewhere. Maybe I'll get to it. But I definitely offended somebody. Oh, there it is. He called me a drunken, bald loser, and me and my MAGA buddies should crawl back into a hole. Well, I'm just happy he didn't call me fat and stupid. So I got that going for me. I'm not fat and stupid by this guy, but me and all my buddies, me and my bald loser, should go back and crawl into a hole. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking the same loser was probably the guy who's behind Dry January. Dry January. What a stupid concept. You know what? I have a hard time just getting through a dry Monday and a Tuesday. Sometimes a man just needs a drink. I'm not talking about a million of them, but what's wrong with a drink to wind down? You want to be dry, be dry. Drinking's not for everybody, sobriety's not for everybody. But don't try you pushing your Dry January stupid agenda on an Irish, angry, drunken, bald loser. Just saying. Then we got Sports Illustrated, the great Sports Illustrated. I remember for years getting my Sports Illustrated and I couldn't wait to see who was on the cover, and the articles were fantastic. And then it started changing. The first change was for me is when they named Caitlyn Jenner Sportsman or Sports Person of the Year. That was the first one. That was kind of got me a little bit. I don't know. It wasn't for me. The guy wasn't in sports. Done with sports. He had his covers the days of the decathlon. It had nothing to do with sports. Then they had what's her face, that liar who accused Kavanaugh, Ford, whatever her name is, Betsy Blatzy, liar Ford. Accused him, and she was Woman of the Year in Sports Illustrated. And that didn't do him in enough. They decided we need to fight the woke agenda. But what really was the nail in the coffin is they put some dude who pretended to be a girl in a bikini on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. One of the other was a plus-size model who was 300 pounds, and they said she wore the backless well. She wore the backless well. I'll tell you what, nobody wants to see that back. I'm just saying. There was a time when we had Kate McPherson, Kathy Ireland, some of the most beautiful women in the world, all battling to be on that cover. The key word is women. Women. They're at the bottom of the totem pole. USA Boxing has just announced that once a participant turns 18, they can declare what division they're going to boxing, male or female, depending upon what they identify as. And South Park curled this years ago. You go back, you look at that South Park episode about boxing. But the craziness about it is that USA Boxing said it's done for fairness and safety. Fair to who? Fair to that 120-pound woman who's getting her brains beat in by a 120-pound man, still carrying a penis, but just wearing a top over his nipples? I mean, is this what we're coming to? The beatdowns of women? Come on, feminists. I've asked it all the time. Where are you? How can anyone support this agenda? Stop telling me about Roe versus Wade and you care about women and you care about their bodily autonomy, but you don't care about the shit getting kicked out of them in boxing or in a hockey game or field hockey or in any contact sport. That's okay? That's okay? Oh, we know the election is coming around because everything is now, they're calling it Rovember. Everything is about Roe versus Wade. Everything. I can't take it anymore. I really can't. I can't take it. This is insanity. Where are we going, world? Where are we going? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What else I got? Yo, Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow has been yelled at and belittled by a Jewish congregation because he did a Christmas show. And I saw an interview with Barry, and Barry's great. Love Barry Manilow. So, they're talking about, it's like, well, Christmas music's happy. He says, there really isn't a lot of Jewish music for me to sing. All right, sing it. I mean, this congregation, they need to get together, have some Manischewitz and get over it. But what I found interesting with the Barry Manilow interview was he's talking about his sexuality. And he said, years and years and years, the burden of hiding his sexuality was incredible. It didn't want it to ruin his career. Hey, Barry, we all knew. We all knew from day one. You really didn't hide anything, but good for you, man. I want you to be you because you're an awesome entertainer. And I tell you, any song I play, Barry, man, I'll love it. Know the words? Everybody does. Barry, man, you just keep being you. Sing whatever the hell you want, and you're not going to bow to any of this nonsense. Very surprising, there were no names in the Epstein case. The only crime ever committed where nobody actually committed the crime. People were human trafficking to whom? Nobody knows. A big secret. Shocker. I called this a while ago. It's the only crime that we're calling a crime that nobody's been charged besides the insurrection. Still waiting for somebody to be charged with insurrection because nobody has. Over 1,000 people arrested. Nobody charged with insurrection. They just keep those people locked up. It's approaching 3 years now. Good luck on the Constitution again, the right to the speedy trial. They just threw that shit right out the window. I don't understand any of it. Now this one's the best one. John Hopkins just redefined, and I'm going to read this to you. They redefined the ideology of privilege in the United States. Now you are privileged if you're white, if you're able-bodied, if you are heterosexual, if you only identify as cisgender, if you are a man, if you are a Christian, if you are middle class, and if you speak English. Who isn't privileged then? I mean, everybody fits into one of these categories. This is nuts. I really just don't understand. Now listen, I know I said it months ago. My Aunt Lil is in a hospice right now. She's going to her last days. I haven't seen her in a while. She lived down there in Florida. You never know when the last time you're going to see somebody is. Go find your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Tomorrow's no guarantee. There's no given. The most powerful words in the English language, any language, is I love you. Go find somebody, give them a hug, text them, call them, send them a smoke signal, put it on a pigeon carrier, whatever you have to do. Let them know, and it'll make them feel great, and it'll make you feel great. See you next week, hopefully. Cheers.